Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tech Thursday. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Cassie.
And we're under the hot lights today. The hot lights of production.
It happened.
Yay! So we're trying to get better every week here. I see there's a little bit of shadow action going on there, but that's good to know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I'd help you see
demonstrate the shadow action.
Yeah.
So, but that's good to know. So anyway, we're continuing. This is the third in our trilogy of terrible, not terrible.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe we could do like Lord of the Rings style and go back and do a prequel and make it 3 parts too.
All right.
Well, the story think about that keeps going.
Yeah, it really could. So what we've been doing is we've been taking things and deciding if they're terrible or not terrible. It's as easy as it sounds.
And Cassie making Lord of the Rings references.
Yeah. No, there's nothing.
Not terrible.
No, it's I mean, idea. Star Wars, as you see, they're milking that for all it's worth.
Ugh.
All it's worth. So this week's topic is email and how you can mess up email marketing, because apparently you can do it.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to
get started?
Sure, let's get started. So both Cassie and I have come up with terrible or potentially terrible things that you could do email marketing wise.
It's all opinion. And if you guys have an opinion, you want to share it with us,
we're open to your opinion. Absolutely.
You might disagree, but such is life.
Such is life. Yeah.
Central moment. Adding every business card you own to your email list. You're getting good at this.
I know how to be terrible or not terrible, depending on how you frame it. Ready?
My answering has been tainted.
1, 2, 3.
Which one's this? Okay.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah. So there's people who brag about but there's people who brag about how they have like really big email lists. But what I found out is most of those people are the kind of people, when you go to a conference and there's that guy usually, and he walks up to the table and does like he's dealing blackjack, but it's with his business cards to everyone around the table. Have you ever been to a conference where that happens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wheeler and Dealer.
Yeah.
I think we were at one and you kind of had warned me that was going to happen.
And then it happened and I was like,
this is that guy. And there was like totally more than one of them.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. So yeah, like people should opt into your email list. It's one thing if you're emailing your customers to tell them something or whatever, but it's another thing to just somebody you met at a software convention and just put them in your database and start emailing them.
Yeah,
if you want to send them a personal email after and kind of invite them to join your email list, that would be nice.
Like, just think about what their intention was when they gave you the email. Like,
right.
They aren't signing up for your email newsletter. You can ask them to and have them opt in. Oh, that's getting ahead of ourselves probably.
No, but that intention, I like that. Intention is important. So if it doesn't feel shady for you to do
mindful moment.
Mindful moment. Yeah. If it doesn't feel weird for you to do that, then this is probably a good time to ask yourself this question. Like, what is the intention? But to me, like that would feel weird to just like add people, because I probably have, honestly, between my Gmail and business cards, I probably have 5,000 contacts or so that aren't on our email list, but I'm not going to be a jerk face and just put them there.
Need self-editing.
Jerk face. No, I actually, oh my God. The old place I worked at, we had one client and I called him Dr. Jerkface.
Ooh.
He was one of those people who like
PhD in being a jerk.
Yeah. He was one of those PhD people who made you call him doctor. And you know what? I get it. If you go to school that long, whatever, I'll call you whatever you want. But like, it's when you're like, well, actually it's Dr. blah, blah. I'm like, oh, sorry. I'd like you to call me mistress of the computer, but I don't make you. All right. You ready for the second one here? Sales emails that don't link to the product. Oh, that's a good one. All right.
I maybe Googled some pet peeves.
That's okay. I think that's a good one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay. Well, I mean, terrible might be a strong word, but like, if you're going to try to sell someone something, don't make me go to your website and like use your website search to like find the product. Please make it as easy for me as possible to buy something from you.
Especially if you're like a relatively big e-commerce website. Like I'm thinking trying to find something on Amazon, like that one specific product, because
Yeah.
like if you're big like that and you're like, this thing is on sale for 50%, and then you click on the picture and nothing happens, and then you have to go to the website and then you have to be like, women's boots,
Black boots.
black boots.
Winter
Wait,
boots.
no, they were brown. Wait, are they winter? Shit, I don't see them in robes. I don't see them in winter. Maybe they were booties, and like, then you just
Yeah.
killed like an hour, and you could have just linked to it and like.
And how many people at every step that Cassie has followed you with your boots,
You
like
gotta
other
really want
people
those
have dropped
boots.
off. Other people have completely dropped off and have not continued. So
I never noticed I had an Adam's apple. Sorry.
you don't have an Adam's apple. You don't have an Adam's apple. You have a skinny neck and you can see your digestion. Nice try. Although we could appeal to a different spectrum if we like speculated. Is Cassie a girl or boy or something in between?
Is she
something else.
taking hormones?
Yeah.
Don't drink milk.
Don't drink it. Unrelated.
It's kind of like, the added hormones.
Oh,
That whole
yes.
debate
Yeah.
sort of related. It was flimsy. Anyway,
Nice.
back to email.
Back to email.
Collecting email addresses automatically when people visit your site, Google Plus, ad purposes.
Sorry. I wrote that one. I have terrible handwriting.
Google Plus
With,
and
with
Facebook.
with Google Plus and with Facebook, you can collect people's. If someone's logged into Facebook and they visit your website, or if you're logged into Google Plus and you visit the website, it can like, if you have to have a privacy policy that you're collecting this information, and so what they can do is if you visited their website, they can have a ad specific to you, like if you've already visited the website. So they can display an ad just for people who've already come to their website. So if you think about it, like, yeah, if you display an ad to your target market or display an ad to your target market who has already visited your website, gee, I wonder which one is going to do better in terms of converting into a sale or something, right? So it's a tool. Is it terrible or is it not terrible? 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
And see, and I've actually set this up for somebody. So like, and I
but
felt like it
not
was,
terrible.
well, I guess it, terrible again, strong word, but it's something that makes me pause and say, so what's your rationale for not terrible?
As a consumer,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it does freak me out sometimes when I'm like scrolling through Facebook and I'm like suddenly seeing things that from a website I'd clicked on like 2 seconds ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
watching me.
Yeah. Wow.
Not really, I'm not that much of a consumer.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just trying to be
That would be
dramatic
a
for
great horror movie
entertainment.
though. Like an ad that follows you and it gets closer and closer.
I have to show you this thing that I saw. It was a funny Instagram thing, but it was about like, or maybe it was at The Onion. It was like a woman stalked by like an ad that keeps following her across like 10 different browsers or something.
That's not, well, I mean, you could make it take this crazy turn where like maybe the ad shows up as a sign on your apartment or
But it's
complex
just,
or something
in
like it
real
could.
life.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it could be
Like she closes the medicine cabinet.
and the ad is there. It could really freak people out. All right. So as a consumer, you don't think this is terrible? Or you
I mean,
think-
I'm like slightly freaked out about it, but at the same time, if I didn't make the purchase the first time and I am still mulling it over,
Oh, and you forgot
I
what
get-
website you went to. Mm.
because when I'm in the market for something, I like,
Yeah, you look
Everywhere.
at a bunch of things and then
I'm
it's
like, ooh, where was that thing that I sort of liked? Was it this one, or I also sort of like this one? And then I get all confused.
I get that way when I'm making travel plans. Like I'm like, oh wait, was this the hotel that had the pool with the hot tub on the side, or was this the hotel that had the palm trees in the lobby, or were those both the same hotel? I don't know, but yeah, I always mix things up like that. But see, and I just think there's one thing to have a privacy policy on your website that people have to agree to, or that, people see that you're opting in or you're collecting their cookies or whatever. But I think a lot of people just don't understand what they're opting in on. Like, so okay, so Bust magazine, like people post articles. I follow them on Facebook. And every time I go read an article, it's like, we'd like to collect your information. And I always have to remember to click no every time. But sometimes I don't remember to click no. It's like the onus is on me to like opt out.
I don't like it when it's like,
don't ask me every time
to lose your notification or location. Like, I don't want you to find me.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
and I know that it's probably like demographic information. Maybe,
and I suppose if I really wanted to opt out, I could honestly like do some kind of blocker on my browser or something like that. Like there's ways you can sort of opt out of this if you don't want to be in it. You can also make sure that you're signed out of things as you're browsing around too, that you're not signed into Google Plus or Facebook or, so it's not automatically collecting that information.
But this is the 21st century.
It's true.
Browsing.
And if we want stuff for free, I guess we give away our data, but it's something to know about. So it's definitely debatable whether it's terrible or not terrible.
And that is why we are talking to you about it. What was I going to say about that?
I had a thing. You had a thing?
Along the lines of videos and horror things. Have you seen the FOMO horror spoof thing?
No. What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was like from what year is it now? 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. FOMO. FOMO. See, and I don't even mind missing out. I was always the first person to fall asleep at the sleepover.
So then there is a whole thing that kind of comes after that called JOMO, which is the joy of missing out. So it's like this whole back and forth thing. But again, that was like 3 years ago. So.
Nice. Thanks for catching me up because I would not have known what either of those two things were. All right. I appreciate that me and Cassie each keep picking each other's. So
it's like never happened.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes you end up reading your own.
I just knocked on the desk and I don't know why.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's wood. Sending multiple emails in a week. 1, 2, 3.
Oh wait. I meant this one.
Wait, why do you think it's terrible?
I'm annoyed. I don't want to get saved this like multiple times a week unless you're doing something super, super profound that I need to know about. Don't be sending me like 5 emails a week. I don't care enough.
So when you say, do you open
No, I don't open them. I'm just like, one of you is probably important and I don't know which one.
Right. Well, I will say that a little tip that I've read about email marketing, which I think is interesting, is that if you send an email out and it has like a subject line, right, the people can see, and if they like the subject, they click on it, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the tactics is to wait a period of time, might be a few days or it might be a week or something. And if you resend out the same email, change the subject line and only send it to the people who didn't open it.
Oh, that would totally work on me. But I'm talking about like sending 10 different emails or like multiple different emails in a week.
It's
not
true.
The same.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not the same. It's the same
not
message.
Not the same content.
Yeah. Put it all in one
different
email.
Content.
Yeah. Well, and it's true. And part of it is that you want people to feel like they're, if your email is super useful, then that maybe they save it and they go back and read it later, or that there's, multiple bits of content in the same. Yeah. When someone says like MailChimp, for example, has something where it's like, okay, as people unsubscribe, do you want to hear it as it happens, or do you want to have a once a day digest? And I always pick once a day digest. Like, I don't need to know that someone unsubscribed at like 5:57 a.m. and someone else unsubscribed at like 6:42 p.m. I don't mind just getting that in one email.
One fell swoop.
Oh, I got rejected right in this moment and I had to know it. And see, and I don't think it's that terrible, especially if they all have different subjects. Like, I don't mind that they're separated. So if one...
I guess I don't know what my threshold for annoyance is. Like, how many emails is my tipping point?
Well,
from the same person. And depending on, like, what it's coming from. Like Dick's Sporting Goods sends me several emails a day, but
Oh
a
my
lot of them
God.
are flash sales that are happening like right now.
Yeah.
So but depending on the flash sale, like I don't open a lot of them, but sometimes I'm like, ooh.
Do you get to pick what sport that you're interested in with Dick's Sporting Goods? Like, do you get to be like, I'm a runner, don't send me all this baseball crap?
No.
Oh, you're just getting it all.
Get it all.
Ugh.
So yeah, I don't open the baseball ones.
Right. Well, speaking, there's a little treat in here. We've got a couple more left, but there's a little treat in here about something along this line.
Oh my
So
God, it's a baseball. Kidding.
it's totally about baseball. I ruined it.
No, I opened mine.
That's okay.
Having to wait until. Sorry.
You can't read your own handwriting.
No, the words jumped around. Like the words literally jumped around.
Oh, got it.
Freaky. Having to wait to read an email until I'm on a desktop computer, i.e., not mobile friendly.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. You know, if this was 2 years ago, I might be like, we're just getting into the frontier. But come on, it's 2015. There's the little graph of people who are on the mobile on a mobile browser versus a desktop browser. This is the desktop browser users, and this is the mobile, and we've crossed at the 50%. Like we crossed that like months ago. So like the majority is now on the phone. So I mean, stop ignoring it. Just make your template mobile friendly. It's not a ton of work. If you need, if you need some help with it, people like us can like just get it set up for you, but just make the plunge, because there's nothing like trying to read something and you're like zooming in and you have to like keep like moving your screen around and try to follow the line.
When does this picture end?
I'm trying to make it smaller. Okay, now the writing's tiny. It's like 0.2 font. Yeah.
This is an email newsletter for ants.
In some cases it does feel that way. You're like, oh my God, like it's like such a throwback, you know? But like I said, if this was 2 years ago and we were all still getting used to this, I get it. But it is not 2 years ago. It is really not. And actually one of mine I basically is a little similar, and I'm gonna see if it's this one. Oh, this is one of yours. Personalized automated greetings. Dear Cassie. Or dear
That was when
Nicole.
I wrote the dear so-and-so.
Dear
and then was
so-and-so.
like, I can probably articulate this better.
No.
I won't remember what I'm trying to say.
All right, so autofill the first name. Right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
You think it's terrible?
I get annoyed by it because I'm like, you don't know me.
I love it when they like have used the first name like tag throughout. So as you're reading, it's like, I know what you're thinking, Cassie. You're thinking this offer is just too good. Well, actually, you know, just for you, Cassie. And it's like, it's your name's in it like 4 times. And you're like, I get it. You know my name. You're not a lazy database person and you've collected my first name. Like, congratulations to you. So sometimes when I opted for email newsletters, I fill in a really dumb first name. And then I just wait and see how it propagates through the internet, like to see if they sell my name to somebody else.
Bob Saget.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll like sign up as some weird thing, and then all of a sudden I'll just see how many more weird emails I get addressed to, you know, like Sasha or something. I give myself like a fun name. And just like I said, and I'll just do it with one, and I'll just see if my name gets sold. It's like a fun little thing. In high school, I used to play a game, and in first period, I would like pick a song and I would like hum it, like, and then I would see how long it would take me to hear the song back from somebody else. And it was usually before lunch, but it's the same idea. It's the internet equivalent.
I used to play a game with my teachers to count how many times they said
Oh, geez. It wasn't your teacher.
It was awesome. Well, there were only 2 that I ever did it with. One was in high school, and then one was in Ireland. One, at least.
So yeah, so it's just, you know, like I said, it's fine if it's like, hi, Nicole. But if you're like peppering my name throughout, that's when I get annoyed.
Remember the one I got from Pinterest that was like, hey, Cassie, want to get into morning running? Or like,
oh.
And I was like, and it was doing the whole like, we know that it's hard for you to get out. And I was like,
No, it's
no, that's
not.
literally how I start all of my days. Thanks for nothing, Pinterest. You don't even know me.
It's
So
true when it
was
makes
intimidating.
assumptions about like what I know. It was sending me all this Disney princess stuff, and it was like, you might like this, and it's like, I know, it was targeted clearly for you, but it was like, oh, here's like how to have fun in the Magic Kingdom, and here's like 10 games to play with your children,
You
and
don't
here's
need
like
a list for that. You just go. It happens.
yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's almost like the trying to personalize and having it backfire. It's almost worse than getting a generic email. So
Yeah, I
first
think
name, use it sparingly is the moral of this conversation. If you're gonna use it at all. But none of us are really expecting it, and I never feel like the Gap knows me better than anyone else because it used my first name, and American Airlines doesn't.
yeah, to be honest,
I never feel like, oh wow, they know my name. But who knows? Maybe it would impress. Like maybe my mom would be impressed, that they knew her name.
I get freaked out when it says Cassandra. And
Ah.
so it was funny when we were in Portland, our friend was someone called me Cassandra because he only knew
your
me
name
through
is Cassandra.
Facebook. Yeah, and he only knew me through Facebook. So
Right.
most of my close friends call me Cass or Cassie. And Alyssa just looks at him and goes, don't call her Cassandra. It's really creepy and weird. And I was just dying. I didn't realize people had opinions about it. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
apparently people look at me as Cassandra only like when they're scolding me or when they're being creepy.
Really? Huh.
Or if they just don't know me.
Oh, right. Yeah. I don't know. Like I
I
don't.
thought that was this is from like a different person's perspective.
Right.
I
That's
was like,
funny. I just feel like if it's someone's name, like they
"Don't
get to
call
tell
her
me what they want.
Cassandra, please."
Like, what do you want me to call you? I'm not going to assume that if your name is like Robert, that you go by Bob. I'm just not going to. I'm going to call you Robert until you tell me to call you something else. Like I think I called you Cassandra for like 2 weeks, and you're like, you can call me Cassie. I was like, oh, okay.
That's my trial period. Like, all right,
That's my trial.
You've made it. And we're still talking.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's not like you can just come up to someone and be like, hey, K-Dog.
Right.
What?
I feel like certain internet companies could kind of get away with that, with the kind of the like fun random personalization, like like they could take the first letter of your first name and add the word train, dog, or Izzle to the end of it, like randomly, and it might be funny. But so this might be a repeat one of something that you've already, and if it is.
Ooh.
Is it not?
I hope
Okay,
so.
so then this one must be the repeat one then.
As someone is going through the unsubscribe process, asking if they would like to receive less frequent emails. Oh, I've never seen that before.
1, 2, 3.
Yay!
Yeah. So this happened, like I went through, remember a few weeks ago when I realized, a few weeks ago when I realized that I was getting 1,900 marketing emails. like 1,900. Like I was on that many lists. I use this thing called, Unroll Me, unroll.me. It's like a website, and what you can do is it can sync your email and it'll keep track of how many lists you're on. And I watched it like go from like 1,200 to whatever, and I was like, clearly my email address is being like distributed, right? So I was starting to get annoyed that I would
picturing your email just being like you signed up for one thing, but it turns out like the dandelion.
Here's her email. Like a dandelion. Yeah.
I was thinking, I was imagining Beauty and the Beast, like when she sits down in the little thing, does her little thing with the dandelion. But when you did I picture like the Snow White, like a little bunch of the apple. It's good.
Yeah. So I got on all these lists and I was unsubscribing. Like, I just got tired of deleting this stuff all the time. So I was like, fine, I'll just unsubscribe from a bunch of these. And like probably a handful of them, probably like 5 to 10 of them, I think I did a few hundred over the course of a couple of weeks unsubscribing. And I moved them into either RSS feeds or I just unsubscribed because I wasn't interested. But they were like, oh, would you like to receive like a once a week email of our, best content or whatever. And I just thought it was interesting that they asked, like, oh, maybe you're annoyed that you're getting 3 emails from us a day. Maybe you just want to get one once a week. So I think having that as an option is good. like they can, I just thought that that was like a nice way, like, hey, we don't necessarily want to lose you, but we're going to offer you this other option.
And you never know. Like maybe I'll come back and be like, I don't want to lose you either. I just want less of you.
I don't want to go
Could use a little
steady.
space.
I just want to like casually date you. Yeah.
Right.
Because you never know. Because maybe if you're casually dating for a while, then you want to get serious later. So
And then maybe I will accept 3 emails from you a day.
yeah. So I think it's like a nice
Maybe
nice
crush that
gesture to like to have less frequent emails, because some people like less frequent emails. Exhibit A.
I don't
So.
sign up for anything.
Yeah. And it's funny because I signed up for I'm like, oh, like a free ebook about Periscope? Sure. Like, that's why. I'm an email address whore. I just give it to everybody.
Just giving it away.
Yeah. I feel like I can always change my email, but some people are smart and they use just an email for shopping.
I was actually thinking about like, well, maybe I would have more, but then I get overwhelmed by that email address and I never log into it. There's probably a lot of stuff back there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Hotmail.
Sorry, Hotmail. It's okay. I think Hotmail can handle it. Yeah. And that's it. The other one I had was about mobile friendly.
Was it about baseball?
No, it wasn't all about baseball. It was about like, you can't read the email well on a mobile device. It was like almost verbatim what you said. So great minds thinking alike. So thanks for watching this episode, this final episode of Terrible Not Terrible. If you like things like this, or if you just have a topic, because totally, it makes it more fun. We might try to think of something fun for next time, but if you have a specific topic you want us to talk about, we're open to that.
Yeah, leave a comment on this video or go to our website, breakingevening.com, and we have a contact form that you can totally fill out on your phone because we're all about that.
Yeah. And then with I guess if you email us through the contact form, people don't know your question, so you could be anonymous. I guess if you left a comment, you'd be, less anonymous, but that's okay. There's no such thing as a bad question. There really isn't. I certainly have typed some really dumb stuff into Google. What are you about to ask me a dumb question?
Is there such a thing as a bad question? I don't remember what that's from. There's no such thing as bad questions. And this guy raises his hand. He's like, is there such a thing as a bad question?
And on that note, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next Thursday. Oh, Cassie.